with another episode of my How Do You Spirit podcast. I believe this is episode 15 now, so we're getting up there. Yay. Me and Chelsea, my daughter, wanted to get together today, and we're actually testing the TikTok live. So we got permission, super excited about that. So you should be able to find us on our YouTube channel, How Do You Spirit podcast, and TikTok. And there we are. Yay! This is so exciting. I'm going to get teary-eyed. Anyway, we wanted to test out the TikTok live, and we just thought we want to sit here and just talk about random spirit stuff. And we're also offering to anybody who wants to join the chat one free question. And we've got Chelsea here with a deck of doggy tarot. And then I can also tune in and hopefully give you some good guided spirit answers for your questions. Anyway, so if anybody's out there, if you can go and comment. We did not announce this particular live stream because we weren't sure what we were going to do when we were going to do it. So here we are. We tried to live stream a couple times ago, and this is a story I wanted to tell. I was with Taco and Mikel, and we tried to live stream. It was a week ago Wednesday, and we had every problem again under the sun with the technology. So for whatever reason, Spirit just didn't want us to do a live stream that day. So we had to cancel. Our apologies, of course. And then we also had set up another stream for last Friday night, and unfortunately there were some unforeseen circumstances to where we could not get together. So anyway, we're getting there. Just hang in with us. We're excited. And anyway, that was part of my story, how Spirit just didn't want us to go live for some reason that day. It just wasn't meant to be. The other side of that story is that Taco and Mikel and I had talked about, let's all pick a topic and talk about that during the live stream. And we didn't tell each other our topics. And when they got here that day, Mikel brought me something, and so we can have an energy exchange. And I was I guess I'm always surprised, never shocked. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, she brought me this raw piece of selenite, and my topic that I was going to talk about was crystals, and I wanted to learn more about crystals. So again, it's funny how Spirit works, right? Because she had no idea that I was going to be talking about crystals and how I wanted to learn more about them. But that's going to be coming soon. So anyway.
That's selenite?
Yeah, this is raw selenite. Isn't it? It's really beautiful, and you probably can't see it as good, on the camera, but it's super excuse me, shiny and kind of opal-y looking, huh? Mm-hmm. It's silvery, shiny, but it's so beautiful. Anyway, thank you, Mikel. I appreciate that. We did our fun ghost episode with my other two children and Chelsea last week. Yes. That was super fun. We're going to gather some more stories up for you and do that again super soon. We also still are looking for someone that can elaborate on dreams and help convert dreams and what they mean. Colton, my son, had some wild dreams, and we're very curious about what they mean for him. Anyway, Chelsea, do you have any stories that you want to share, maybe recent, or that Spirit has interjected themselves in your life, I guess?
Not recent, but when I was a little girl, when I used to go over to my sister's house, because she was my stepsister, so I would go over to her house a lot when she wasn't at our house growing up.
Yeah, she stayed there quite a bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out with some other friends, and we used to put on these concerts for our
Spice
parents
Girls.
and Britney Spears. Yeah.
Yeah, they were huge into that. They dress up in their spicy boots and everything.
And we were downstairs rehearsing. I was with me. Jess wasn't even down there, my sister.
Uh-huh.
And then we were rehearsing with one of our friends, or I was, sorry. And she just stops in her tracks and just stares off like into the corner.
Uh-huh.
And I was sat there like, what's wrong? And she wouldn't answer me.
Oh,
And
like
I-
was she like trance-like, like kind
Yeah.
of just staring off into nothing?
Like she just stopped and then it took her a second to answer me, and she was like, I see something over there
Uh-huh.
in the corner of the basement. And we both screamed and we ran upstairs. But later she was saying how she saw like a little boy near the boxes.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like little boy like 5-ish years old, do you
Something
think?
like that.
Yeah.
Because she
yeah.
said it was younger than us, and we were probably only like 12, maybe 10. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really remember how old we were, but
It's still horrifying, right?
Mhm.
Not knowing like where you are today with your spiritual journey
yeah.
and going back then, you know, yeah, very, very scary. And that reminds me of a story. We were camping one time up in the mountains. And we were camping with her dad at the time. And the kids were staying in a tent. And my husband at the time, were staying in the tent trailer with his sister and husband. And all the kids were out in the tent. And in the middle of the night, Chelsea screams this blood curdling scream like someone's just stabbed her or something. And we all, myself, my husband at the time, sister-in-law, her husband, we both like sit up in the trailer, and my husband's sister, she's like, what in the world was that? Anyway, I think we went out there to find out what the heck was going on. But Chelsea just out of the blue yells this it was the scariest scream I've ever heard a kid. And how old were you? Maybe.
I was around 15, I think.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing. Anyway, that's a funny story. But you never know, like, what's going on in someone's head, or what. Do you remember if you were dreaming or anything at that time?
Yeah. I remember before I went to bed that night, I was kind of scared of animals.
Okay.
Maybe, I think I had heard some, like, thing about moose and how they're mean or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I kept thinking there was like a moose, and then I had a dream about one.
Okay.
And which is weird because I don't know why it would make me scream like that. But
This was a horror movie scream, guys. I'll never forget that. And we laugh and laugh and laugh about it now, but it was a crazy thing. It scared the crap out of everybody that was up there,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, I remember my older brother was like, "What's going on? Stop messing around."
Jeremy, is that Jeremy?
Yeah.
He's always the serious one, like, oh, be quiet, or, stop it, or whatever. He never, he's very serious, that part of it, but he actually is really a funny guy and has
Yeah.
a kind of a goofy sense of humor. So it's funny when he's all serious when actual things happen. But anyway.
Well, and me and Jess kept laughing
After.
So I think he kind of thought we were playing around. But why would I blood curdle scream?
In the middle of the night and wake everybody up. Like it was probably midnight or maybe 1 a.m. in the morning or something when this happened. So
Yeah.
it was crazy. Anyway, I am just checking. I don't want to mess this up, but I'm looking to see if anybody has noticed yet, we're live. I don't see anybody yet on here.
There were some people.
There
before,
were.
and sometimes it's not always accurate showing.
Okay.
But it shows me on there.
Okay, because I've got it on the multi-stream. So, again, anybody, if you're out there and want to say hi, please do so. We want to see your comments and stuff. Do you have any other like stories that you want to share?
Right now, I can't think of any at the moment, but maybe if we talk some more, something will ring a bell.
Will pop into your head. Okay. All right. So I wanted to ask you what made you start with your tarot journey? Like what made you, I know you've been interested in the astrology and everything, but what made you start this tarot journey to where you became interested in the cards and learning how to, read them or use them?
Well, remember when I talked about my soulmate stuff?
Yes. Yep.
So I was just on YouTube. It was either, I can't remember if I Googled some things or I don't know. I somehow ended up on YouTube, like asking about soulmates. And then when I was asking about soulmates, all these tarot things started to come in.
Okay. So do you feel like that was kind of like maybe a sign from spirit, like directing you to, hey, let's go take this route or walk down this road and see what that looks like for you?
Yeah.
Or guidance.
Now that I think about it, this one girl I had a tarot reading from, she said that I would be good with divination and visual arts.
Okay.
So that was pretty accurate.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, and tarot is a tool for the intuition. I feel like it's helped me build that intuition.
Yes.
Before I was going through that phase where I wasn't really for a long time connected to any of this.
Right.
Oh, and then Thomas too, my roommate. He showed me tarot cards too before that, which was kind of interesting. But I didn't really get into it until that one time I was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I was just watching video after video, and I was learning just so much about it.
Cool.
Because I was working my data entry job at home. And I needed something to listen to.
Yeah. Right. While you're working.
Yep. And I would do that with astrology and sometimes crystals and witch stuff. But
nice.
Mostly, it was most of the time tarot.
Okay.
So
I, at one point too, took a tarot class with a very good friend of mine. This was several years ago. And I did enjoy it. And it's a lot to learn, though. It is a lot to learn. Like, the cards mean something if they're right side up or if they're upside down and so many different things. So I did enjoy the class, but I never really did anything after that. Well, I play around with them sometimes. Me and my sister-in-law will get them out sometimes at night, and we're calling Chelsea at 11 o'clock at night. What does this mean? FaceTiming her, showing her the cards. So we play with them sometimes too, for fun to see. But Chelsea's pulled cards for me as well.
Yeah, I have hers. Her tarot deck.
Yeah. She's got my doggy deck here. I've got a few different decks, but I thought those were pretty cute because I'm a dog lover, so I thought I'd get those. And I've actually used those. I don't do it every day, but I do pull a card, in the morning sometimes to see what messages I get. So that's been fun too. I have to look in the book all the time because I still, those cards are a little bit different. So sometimes it's not super clear if it's a wands or a swords or, which the cups card. So I have to look, but they've been fun. I've pulled cards in the morning.
I can tell you like a cheat.
Okay.
So a lot of the times cups has to do with emotions because think of water.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
And then swords are like mental energy, like you know, brain stuff. And that's
Okay.
and they also have like the different signs, like the elements.
Yes.
And then wands is like passion. It's like fire energy. And pentacles are like earth.
Okay. I probably
Energy.
won't remember
Probably
that,
not,
but but that's good to know, and I'm going to try to remember that information. That's super helpful because I get the card and I'm like, "What's this? What is this? What do I do with this now?" So I always have to look. But anyway, it's super fun. So
So do you have any stories you want to share?
I just feel like over the years, and I've talked a little bit about my journey, but started early on, and I'm very energy. I've always been attracted to glass. Like, well, you know, I have a lot of colored glass in the house, and I've always just thought glass was so beautiful. And that kind of transitioned over into the whole crystal thing. And I have several crystals now, and I'm very attracted to them, probably partly because of energies, right?
Yeah, you're more into crystals than I am.
Yeah, I have quite a few crystals and I love them. And usually daily, I just go and pick 2 or 3 crystals that I'm feeling or resonating with that morning, and I really enjoy them. I totally feel their energy. They'll get like vibrating in my hand when I can feel, you know, I feel them, and that's kind of how when I pick them, what draws me to them. But I really, really do want to learn more about them, and it's hard to remember what they all do. So I am on Google and I've actually tested myself. So I'll pick a crystal for the day or 2. I usually have at least 2 or 3. And then I want to see, you know, some of them I remember the meanings of for them, but so I'll Google, you know, what they're for and what they mean, and it's spot on. It's crazy.
So, yeah, I find that interesting because crystals are like your tarot, kind of, in a way.
Yes, that makes sense.
So, yeah, I think everyone's different with how they do their spiritual.
Yeah. And
things.
that's why we're sitting here,
That's
right?
why we're sitting here,
How do you
yep.
spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you are exactly right, because I do usually the crystals I end up picking just because I'm drawn to them or feeling their energy. It's something that I might have on my mind or feel like I
Right.
need a little guidance with for the day. So yeah, I would say that crystals are my tarot, 100%. And I'd probably have more crystals than I have. I love them, and I
Yeah.
love to look at them. And I have raw crystals, and all of them are just so beautiful. I would love one day to take a trip and just go crystal hunting.
Okay, I have to tell you about something.
What?
So we should go to Topaz Mountain.
Yes.
Because my daughter's friend just went and she invited Lily, but I was like, she can't be 2 hours away from me.
Right.
But she said that there's just topaz everywhere.
Really, topaz?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And she brought some back, and there's different colors of topaz.
Okay, I definitely need to go there. Is that where Grandma took you and you brought back the geodes?
I don't remember that.
So my parents one time called random on a Sunday morning and said, "Hey, we're going." I thought they said Topaz Mountain, but maybe
Possibly.
not. Yeah. So they came and got Chelsea and her older brother and took them. This was when they were little. And they freaking brought back like a backpack full
Did we?
of geodes.
So what happened to them?
Well, they've traveled. No, it was when we lived in this house. So
Oh.
they have literally been in the storage downstairs
Okay.
in the backpack, and I finally cleaned them out, and they're actually outside in the backyard in the rocks.
Oh,
The geodes are, yeah,
okay.
they're back there.
That's awesome.
And I have a couple in here. I think there's a couple sitting over on my
Okay.
shelf there. But yeah, I still have them. But they brought back a whole bunch
Yeah.
of geodes. And then that's another story. Jeremy used to walk home and just find random crap. And he'd bring it home. And he comes walking in the house one day from school, and he finds 3 random geodes.
He did?
Yeah, just walking
Oh
home
my
from
God.
school. So that's kind of
That's funny. to me.
interesting, right? Like,
That's
why?
what a lot of people do when they're younger that
Mhm.
end up deciding to be witches.
Oh, really?
So I find that very fascinating. So
Yeah.
I think our family is just very spiritual all around, whether they realize it or not.
Right, right. Or, recognize it.
Because
Yeah.
you can use a lot of like random things for spells.
Right.
So
So you think that maybe has something to do with it?
possibly maybe he felt like a connection to these things. And he's like, I have to have it.
Yeah, because he would come home with all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
All kinds of stuff. I'm just trying to log into here because we haven't streamed on TikTok yet. So we're still trying to kind of figure out how it
Yeah.
works. And
And it's not showing what we're doing.
oh, is it not?
No, so I might have to type it in the chat.
Okay.
So people are probably like confused a little bit, I'm sure.
Okay. So what do you mean type it in the chat?
Like I could say like we are doing readings.
Okay. So can they hear us though? Like, is it moving? Are we moving on
Yeah,
there?
it's a little delayed from our side.
Right, right. Oh, there it is. So I brought up the browser, the TikTok browser, and it shows we've been live for 22 minutes. But on my streaming software here, I don't see any chat, and it says it's a read only. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. But anyway, again, just figuring out all
Okay.
this technology has been. Maybe let's put a comment in right here.
Say,
Is anyone there?
anybody want to ask a question?
Anybody have a question for us?
Do you want to ask a question?
Me?
Get started? Yeah, like for tarot.
I'm trying to think.
Something that you would feel comfortable asking.
Mm,
Oh my gosh.
I would have to think. I am not sure what to ask.
Okay.
I don't know what to ask. I don't have any questions. Is that weird?
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, you weren't really prepared either.
Yeah, I didn't really think I would be asking questions. I don't really feel like I have any huge unknowns right now in my life.
Right.
Yeah, things are going very well, so that's a plus.
How about let's pull a card for the podcast?
Okay, let's do it. That's a good one. And I'm apologizing if anybody's trying to chat with us. I'm not seeing the chats come up here. So it's so hard when you go live because we don't know what we're doing. And then until you actually go live to
Right.
experience it, it's just hard to figure out. So
Does it show YouTube at all?
YouTube's right here. And
Do you want me to see how it's going on there?
yeah, let's check YouTube and see if it's going on there. Maybe you can make a comment. Can you make a comment on TikTok or no?
Let's see.
Because I tried to add a comment and send it, but I don't see that it got sent here on the chat window. Oh, yeah, Chelsea.
there I
Okay.
am.
Okay, it's working. Yay, TikTok's working. I'm so excited. So it came through. So I do know I need to have that chat window open, which is super helpful. but I don't see the chat up here.
There's just me for TikTok.
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah, you can go watch us on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so I'm just
And
looking
TikTok.
for the multi-stream refresh. Let's refresh the chat. See, it's not working on here. We're gonna have to keep figuring out. But I did get Chelsea's comment on TikTok. Hi. So I'm gonna try to respond to you just so we can test things out a bit.
There I am on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was delayed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit delayed.
It's a little
I
bit
noticed
delayed.
that
Okay.
before.
Okay.
I don't think it's a big deal though.
Okay. So I'm sending this back to you on TikTok and I don't see my response. Do you see it on there, the chat? Because it's I can see you, but I don't know why it's not letting me talk to you.
Yeah, no, I don't
It's
see it.
interesting. Okay. Oh, we have a user that joined. Hi, user. Thank
Hi.
you.
Let us know if you have a question.
Yeah, we can pull a card for you and maybe tune in and see what kind of answers we get. We'll have to just kind of keep an eye on the chat here. How exciting! I'm so excited. Anyway,
My mom also is very psychic. She's just very modest about it.
yeah. I do scare myself sometimes, yes. Blow my own mind for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll show you what we got for the
Okay.
podcast.
All right. What do we have?
It popped out pretty quickly.
Oh,
Hold on.
here.
So I got the Knight of Cups.
Okay. Do you want to
And-
show them the card or do we care or no?
Yeah.
Nine of Cups upright, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So-
Cute little pit bull on there. My favorite.
Yeah, she has a couple of pit bulls.
Yes.
Knight of Cups.
Okay. What do we have?
I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tell you what I think it means for
Okay.
the podcast.
Good enough. Taking us a minute here to find the page. There we go. Okay, she found it. What does it say?
Okay, so the Knight of Cups has moved out of the apprentice phase
Mm-hmm.
and is embarking on his journey to learn all about the element of water. So, tapping into inner knowledge and using his emotional intelligence to connect with others.
Oh, interesting.
For upright, it says, Lord of his leash,
Uh-huh.
master of the crosswalk. The knight walks in the city with confidence, watching for cars and alley cats. He's engaged in the ritual of sniffing when meeting a strange dog. Give yourself credit for what you know.
Okay,
So
let's hear what you think about that.
I feel like this podcast, it's how do you spirit? Basically,
Right.
we're meant to connect to other people.
Yes.
And obviously in a spiritual way, but I also feel like in an emotional way as
Mhm.
well, because Knight of Cups is emotions,
Okay.
and it also means like I feel like you'll be admired,
Mm-hmm.
and the people helping you as well.
Yes.
Because on the original tarot, when it shows someone handing a cup over,
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of the time it means like you're in admiration of someone else.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like it's just sharing that emotional and spiritual knowledge.
Okay. And that makes sense. Even when you were reading out of the book to me, it totally resonated with me and made 100% sense.
Yeah.
100% sense.
And this is a new journey for you.
Yes,
Nights
it
are
is.
often like a new
Okay.
adventure.
Yes, I'm very passionate about this, and it's just I want to learn. I want to just learn everything I can and help everybody else learn too, so we can all find what works for us spiritually to help us grow and spread love around the world, right?
Yeah, and that symbolizes a love.
Okay,
So,
nice. That's
yeah.
awesome. Awesome. Okay, we've got another person that joined, and please ask us a question for the people that are joining. We'd love to answer questions for you. We have about probably 10-15 minutes left, so we're here to answer questions. Let us know. We want to hear from you.
Do you have any more recent ghost
Let me think.
stories?
They happen all the time, but now that I'm on the spot, it's like, okay, what,
Yeah.
you know, because I do have a lot of experiences. Excuse me. Let me think of another one. Trying to think. I just can't think of one right now. Oh, I have been something recent for me is I do have, it's not really a ghost story, but it's a connection story. So recently what's been happening to me is I wake up in the middle of the night and somebody's name will pop into my head, and then I'll get messages. And this recently happened with a friend. I was sleeping one night and woke up in the middle of the night, and this person's name popped in my head. And then I received a message, and I'm like, okay, what? And then you're like awake because you start questioning, what does this mean? I need to tell this person, and spirit will continually talk to me and keep telling me this message and keep showing me this person until I make contact with this person. And so the next day, I needed to call the person to let them know. And I hadn't quite got there yet because I was busy working in the morning. But anyway, this person actually texted me that day, and I proceeded to tell them the message that I received. So it was funny how spirit worked to, they reached out to me to help this person. And then this person actually was not feeling well with some, emotional stuff and reached out to me. So again, spirit works in crazy ways to help connect us when we need help from people.
Yes. And I always know when you're going to call or something.
Yes, we do that all the time. Or
Yeah.
I get that a ton from clients and friends now. I get it all the time. I'll reach out to, a business contact or something, and they're like, I was literally just going to call you. And this has happened several times to me. It's like a normal occurrence for me, honestly. It doesn't surprise me
too.
anymore at all. It's just like, okay, yeah. And I tell people that. I said, yeah, that happens all the time. It's just normal for me.
Yeah, it's pretty normal for me too.
It's like, I feel the vibe. Okay, do you see any questions on there? Nothing?
No.
We've got a couple people watching, but just no questions yet. And that's totally
Yeah.
fine. We are grateful that you've taken a few minutes out of your day to watch us, and hopefully you're learning a thing or two. And maybe you can come up with a question next time. I probably from now on too will be doing the live podcast whenever I do an episode at all. So that's kind of my plan at this point, trying to get Instagram added to the loop. So that'll be the next one to come on. And I just thought it would be fun to do live all the time. That way people can join in and ask questions. You'd know about it beforehand about the certain subjects that we talk about. So yeah, I think that's my goal.
So do you want to try and do a question for me, or is that going to be...
I can't do a question for you. I can't read my children. Yeah, because I'm too close to them. Like, I couldn't read my husband. Although I can sense energy.
Right.
Like, I've called you before and be like, what up? Because I feel something like, something's going on.
Right.
But I could never read you. I couldn't read my husband, my sister-in-law, just because we're so close.
Yeah. And she doesn't do it she doesn't do it with tools. Like I do. It's a little different.
Yeah. I just connect to people's energy, tune into their guides, my guides. So yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, she's like a medium. More her thing.
The spirits like to come visit me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of used to it now, but I'm also to the point where I'll get very intense energy, especially in my chest when I'm feeling that spiritual vibe, if you will. I really, really can feel it now. In fact, I've had a dear friend reach out to me for answers on things because she is also intuitive and medium psychic, and she can't tune into ourselves, kind of, if that makes sense. So anyway, I've been able to help her out, which is such an honor for me. So
do you think that the more you work with Taco, do you think that she won't be able to do readings for you anymore?
Maybe not. Because we are pretty close, yes. And I've been, friends with her for over 20 years. So yeah, but so far so good. So hopefully, I hope that doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very good.
Yeah, and she's my mentor, honestly. Like, she's been so instrumental in my spiritual growth, and her just getting in my face and being like, no,
yeah,
this is it. No, stop it. Yes, you can do this and stuff. So grateful for her and her support.
I also find that sometimes there's other times when I've gotten readings, and not just from Taco, but from other people as well, where I don't feel like my energy is as open, so like they have a bit of a harder time reading me.
Like you're closed off.
Yeah. And I don't realize that though, but yeah.
You got your guard up and don't know it?
Yeah, because there's times when I'm like, oh, I have a really good reading, and then other times where it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I feel like, not all psychics are all-knowing. They don't know everything.
Well, and no psychic's 100% right?
Yeah.
Like, we share information from spirit messages, but you, the person, you're going to do with it whatever you're going to do with it, and I wanted to thank all my friends out there too for them letting me practice on them over the years. Yes. Because that's been super helpful in my journey as well, learning. And the hardest thing for me in the beginning was learning how to decipher what the signs are that I get mean. And I'm getting a lot better at it now. But like when I see a big fat juicy heart, I call it like the emoji heart, the big fat one. That means sending love. So I'm learning now more and more what different pictures or signs that I see mean. So it's becoming easier.
Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes I just get messages to where, I have to work with the person. I have to figure out what they're talking about. Because they like to mess with us sometimes, but spirit does anyway. But yeah. Have you anybody else on there that you can see?
There is one person.
Okay.
But they haven't asked a question.
Okay.
There was a third person that popped in for a second.
Okay. Well, again, thank you everyone for even if you're just watching and not saying anything, we appreciate it. We're super grateful, and we're going to get better at this, I promise, as far as communicating through the chats and stuff.
And being live.
Being live in general, all the things, right?
Yeah.
With being live, because it is quite a technical undertaking. With all the video equipment and the computers and mics and everything. And, but it's super fun. I love it. And I think, as we become more consistent too, I think that'll be good.
Would you have thought that you would be doing this? Like,
hell no. No. And I took some coaching from a coach. I'm just going to mention her name. She's amazing. Coach Corey Sartori. You can find her on Facebook. I signed up for her coaching program for business purposes a couple years ago. And she was brutal. Like, she gave me homework and I had to do things that made me uncomfortable and things that I didn't want to do. And she also was very instrumental in me sitting right here and not being afraid of the camera.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, because you started getting in front of the camera with the real estate business.
Because I had to start doing videos for my real estate stuff. And so I guess that was practice for now, because I do not get nervous anymore in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. I get more worried about if everything's going to work, if the equipment's going to be working like it's supposed to, because we've had issues. But I not bothered by it at all. And no, I never thought I would be sitting here now. And all my children have had their little bits and pieces as a part of this, right? Mm-hmm. The technical, Chelsea with support, even just the emotional support of it, and doing the social media stuff with me and things. So every kid that I have has done their little piece or big piece to make all this happen. And anyway, I'm just super grateful. Yeah.
Well, we love you.
Thank you.
And you do so much for all of us, so you deserve it.
Thank you. I'm super excited, and that's all I want out of this, is to have fun and to reach as many people as we can and help spread love. That's it. That's the world would be such a better place if we were all nice to each other and showed each other love, and not let our egos get in the way and be judgmental of people, because everybody has the right to be who they want to.
Yeah, and funny you say that, because I think I've grown up to, you've kind of taught me that, because I've always give people the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Even when it's not the best for me sometimes, but yeah.
We do have to set healthy boundaries, right?
Yes, for sure.
Protect our energies. Yes.
Isn't that hard though? That's hard.
I think it just takes practice, honestly.
Yeah.
In being confident enough to set those healthy boundaries with people. And because I want to help people. I sell real estate for a living, and that is helping people, right?
Right.
And I love every minute of it. But you do have to set those healthy boundaries when helping people with anything.
For sure.
You can't let them suck you dry.
No, and you've probably had to learn that through.
I have learned that. Yes, I absolutely have learned. Yes, boundaries. You have to set boundaries. So.
And it is really hard to get in front of the camera, I will have to say. From what you were talking about before.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it's so difficult, but even I've struggled with that.
Yeah. And this isn't your first rodeo either.
No.
But do you feel comfortable now?
Yeah. I feel a lot more comfortable, though, when I do it with other people.
Yeah, than by yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it by myself. Probably not. I mean, I've never done live by myself, but
Right.
I've posted videos here and there.
Yeah.
But it's always like,
It's kind of a process emotionally.
Yeah.
Right?
it's just being vulnerable like that
Yeah.
is really difficult sometimes.
Because it's real life. Here we are. If we mess up, we messed up, and y'all going to see it.
Yeah.
But it also, I think, really conveys the authenticity of people as well.
Yes.
And that we all are just real people, and we're just being us, who we are, who we want to be, who we love, who we're comfortable with,
Yep.
Yep. Okay, do you have anything else, Chelsea? Because it's about time. We're going to have to wrap things up.
Not that I can think of.
Okay, I'm hoping next time. So next time we'll announce again when we go live, so we can let more people know. And I think I would love to hear too, if it's better, like what days are better for people. Are weekends better? Evenings better during the week? Is a Friday night a great time to live stream where you feel like that you're going to be able to engage with us? Because we want people to engage and be able to answer questions for people and things. So if you can go to howdoyouspirit.com and just give us some feedback about timing, when you feel like is a good time for live streaming. And if you're big into watching lives, then that would be so helpful for us, so we can come on when we feel like, more people are going to be available. That's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you so much, everyone. If you are watching the live stream or watching the recorded version after, we're so grateful for you. And if you Google How to Use Spirit Podcast with Lori Jewett, you can find us on your favorite platform. And sending love to everyone. Bye-bye.